Welcome to Miller's Monsters, and the gang's all here. You have Mr. Beelzebub, you have Count Luna, say hello, Edgar P. Scully in the back, and we're gonna call him the Tickler is here. Tickle, 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 tickle. And today we're gonna talk about the movie High Tension. But before we do, please hit the subscribe button, ring the bell. Set yourself up for notifications so you don't miss another tickler episode. Tickle, 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 tickle. And hit the like button, share it with your friends, and as always, I have no idea what this is. Annoying as hell, and I live in hell. Spoilers ahead. So, welcome to Miller's Monsters again, and we're going to talk about High Tension, the 2003 film, the story of Alexa and Marie, who are just going home to Alexa's house for a nice, quiet weekend of studying. And what are you doing? That's not right. Come on, go over here. For their college tests, and they get to the house, and well, after having a nice dinner, and everybody retires to their bed, and suddenly there's a ring at the door, and the father goes down to answer. Why you're answering the door that late at night? I don't know. He opens the door and is attacked by a home invader. A psychotic one with a razor blade. You know, the old school razor blades that you use. Makes my head so smooth. That kind of razor blade, and slices the father in the face, and there's a little struggle that ensues, and he pushes the father's head, through the two posts of the staircase, and in one of the most unique decapitations I've seen in a while, decapitates the guy by pushing a cabinet across the head, and there goes the head. That's gone. So Marie hears this, and of course is frightened and doesn't know what to do, and also the wife hears this and gets up to investigate. There's also a little boy in the house and a dog, and obviously our psychopathic home invader broke one of my major rules: don't kill the dogs and or animals at all. And he does that, and I think we're done with this demonstration. Oop, we can get rid of that. So he does dispatch of the dog, unfortunately. And what's up? No, it's okay. You're safe. I would never hurt you. And the wife comes down to investigate, and we hear screaming again and a struggle. Now Maria's freaked out. She doesn't know what to do, and she's trying to get to a phone, which there isn't one, but she does find an old phone and makes a noise, and we hear our intruder coming up the stairs to find her. And she's smart of Maria. She sets the room up to look like no one's lived in it and hides, and eventually our intruder searches the room, doesn't find her, goes back downstairs, and all throughout this movie, it's Maria's struggle to save her friend Alexa. So it's just her against this intruder. And as he goes downstairs, she's able to get downstairs, begins looking around, finds the parents' room. No one's in there. And here's the intruder coming again, who doesn't throw her in a closet, but she hides in a closet. And the next thing we see is the wife being slaughtered unceremoniously with that razor blade across her neck, and Maria's just stuck there in the closet as blood splatters against the closet door, and has to watch the mother die right in front of her, and they connect eyes as she's dying, and the intruder goes off again. So again, it's Maria on her own, really. She's trying to save Alexa for everything every way she can, and she gets out and looks at the mother, and a hand's been amputated and the neck's 3/4 away, cut through, and uh, the intruder's off, you know, in another room, and she finally finds Alexa. And all this time, the boy in the house, the young brother of Alexa, has been hiding in his bedroom. But Marie finally finds Alexa, and she's bound in chains, hands and feet bound in chains with locks, and she has some kind of gag on her, you know, a chain with a plastic hose around it. And what are you doing over there? Come back over here. Oh, shaky camera. And can't talk. And again, that's locked with the lock, so there's nothing Marie can do about it. And then we hear the young boy screaming, and Marie looks out the window, sees the young boy running into the woods, and the psychopath chasing the boy with a shotgun. And eventually, the next thing we hear is a couple shotgun blasts in the wood, or in the cornfields, and you can imagine what happened to the young boy. Broke rule number 2, never harm children. So 2 rules broken, but still, you know, you're rooting for Marie to get through all this still. And the psychopath comes into the house, and she can't find a phone anywhere, and grabs Alexa, throws them into a rusted out truck, and Marie, God, these names, jumps in the back of the truck and tries to free Alexa, but can't get the chains off. And you know, she gets locked in the back of the truck until they reach a gas station, to where Marie is able to sneak out of the truck and into the gas station, and try and call for help with the attendant there. But shortly after she gets in there, our intruder enters and starts having a conversation, okay, with our Jimmy, the attendant, and ends up, unfortunately, telling his hand. Jimmy, don't ever play Texas Hold'em. He gives up his hand and ends up being dispatched by an axe to the chest. And as he falls down, our psychopath steps on his back just to make sure the axe is deep in there, and takes off on the truck. And at this point, Marie is frantic, able to call the police, but she can't tell them where they're at, and she's panicking, and just takes off, finds a car, and gets into the car and chases after our intruder in hopes of saving Alexa. And eventually, she's not very good at trailing someone, and the car is bright yellow, and so probably seen from a mile away. And eventually he goes down the back road and disappears, and she keeps going with the headlights off, and all of a sudden he appears behind her and runs her off the road. So that's a lot in a short time. I'm getting winded. Need to work out more. So she ends up running into left for, oh my God, Edgar P. just fell. He couldn't believe this movie either. She ends up running in a greenhouse that's been, you know, left for dead, and so they're chasing, and there goes the rest of Edgar. And so the psychopath is chasing her through the greenhouse, and she finds a stake for a barbed wire fence. Why it's in the greenhouse, I don't know. And she makes a barbed wire bat that even Negan would be jealous of, and hits our intruder over the head several times as she's being choked. Hits him with the bat. We think he's dead, and she sits on top of him just to make sure to listen to see if he's breathing. And of course he's not. It's a horror movie. They're never dead on the first try. He grabs her by the throat, starts choking her. She grabs some plastic, puts it over his head that he tried to do to her earlier. There we go. That's a better choke. And who's gonna pass out first? And it ends up being our intruder, presumably now finally dead. So Maria has now dispatched the intruder, gets back to the rusted out truck, and starts she has the keys that were in the car with the nice smiley face, although we never see her go into the car and get it, and starts unchaining Alexa and takes off her chains and the gag. And she had given Alexa a butcher knife to protect herself in case she didn't get back to her. And so then Alexa has a strange reaction to her. She's scared of her. I wonder why. Well, she starts yelling, "You killed my family, you psychopath, you killed my family." And now we flash to the gas station, and the police are watching the footage, and we see that the person that killed our attendant there, Jimmy, poor Jimmy, was Marie herself and not this intruder. So in a nice twist there, Marie has been doing all this killing and has been a psychopathic split or dual personality, where she's appearing in her mind as this man is chasing her, and all this panic and tension was really herself. And this was foreshadowed in the beginning of the movie when Marie wakes from a dream in the very beginning and says, "I had the weirdest dream. I was running from myself in this dream, and I was severely injured, and I was barefoot." And that's what we see near the end of the film here. So Alexa stabs Marie in the stomach and takes off running, and finally gets to the road and flags down some unsuspecting car coming down the road. And this poor guy didn't have a chance because he had to swerve out of the way. The car won't start. And at this point, Marie's grabbed a cement saw out of the car and is chasing Alexa with it. And, uses it to cut through the window and disembowel our poor little driver. And then is going after Alexa through the car windows, because now Marie realizes that Alexa doesn't really love her, and all she wants is for Alexa to love her. But now she's dead set on killing her, and Alexa escapes from the car, cuts her Achilles tendon, and the big finish is there. Alexa's trying to get away with a crowbar, scooting herself down the road, and our Marie comes up to it with the chainsaw and says, "You don't love me. Tell me you don't love me. You don't love me. You love me, don't you?" "Yes." And finally Alexa says, I do love you." "You're lying." And finally, I do love you." "You're lying." "I do." Finally, it sinks through to Marie that she really does love her, turns off the cement saw and begins to kiss Alexa, to where Alexa seizes the opportunity and sticks her with the crowbar she's been with, so ending the threat. Now, the final scene, it seems they both survived this, and obviously Marie is in a psychiatric hospital, and Alexa is actually visiting her. Looking through the one-way mirror in the final scene is Marie reaching out for Alexa, all three hands, reaching out for Alexa, and looking at her, somehow realizing that she was behind the one-way mirror all the time, and all you know is Marie mumbles at the end, "I'll never let anyone come between us again." So is the story of Alexis and Maria in High Tension. This is very gory. There's some very weird things. Like I said, the decapitation was very unique. The graphic razor blade cuts was great, and it really is. Really, the secret of this movie was kept to the end. So I hope I didn't spoil it for anyone. But if I did, I'm the devil. Don't trust me. And there was some very strange things done in the beginning of this film with a severed head that I won't demonstrate with my severed head, because I threw it across the room, and it's better seen in the movie if you dare. So I hope you liked what you saw. This is definitely one to watch. 3.5 out of 5. And hit the subscribe, hit the like, set yourself up for notifications so you don't miss another stupendous episode where the set falls apart right between your right in front of your eyes. And share it with your friends and ring the bell. Please ring the bell. Send me your questions. I am enjoying all the comments, and I will talk to you next time.